Hi there guys. So the project for today is to take a nicely silvered dial and get some numerals on it, and we're going to do that via decal paper. This isn't decal paper, this was me testing out the size for my printing, and we'll see how that goes, and I'll take you through the process as I go. So I've come indoors because it's nice and cool in here with the air conditioning. You can hear the air conditioning going because it's like 30 degrees outside. So what am I using? What tools am I using, or products? Well, I've got decal paper for inkjet printers. I've got an inkjet printer, so I've got that off Amazon. Crystal clear lacquer, acrylic, because you have to spray the decal paper after you've printed it, otherwise the ink runs when it hits the water, because it's a inkjet printer. If you were using a laser printer you wouldn't have to use this stuff. And the actual graphic I just got off the internet, and I use my iPad with the Pages app. You can use PowerPoint or whatever, and I just copied that into a page, printed it off a few times until I got the size that I wanted, and we're good to go. So I'll go and put the paper in the printer and then we'll print it off. Okay, so I put the paper in the wrong way round. That looks a lot better. So the next job is to spray it, as I say, to seal the ink in. And it needs roughly 3 coats. So you have to wait for each coat to dry, which shouldn't take long in this heat at the moment. Okay, so we now sealed this with 3 coats of lacquer. We can now cut it out. Now normally you would actually just cut the outside out if you were doing a flat dial and then put it onto that, but because the dial I'm doing is curved, I'm going to actually cut out the outside bit and the centre so that there's less area to try and stretch over that curved surface. Okay, so there's the decal cut out. Let's go and put it in some water and see if we can get it on the dial. Okay, so we're going to put the decal in the tepid water. Try and keeping it reasonably flat. What we're looking for, I'm just going to put a bit of water on the dial to help it move around a bit. What I'm looking for is the decal to be able to slide off. I think we're there. So what we do, get it roughly in position. Trying to get all the air bubbles out. Slightly dabbing it and rubbing it. I think that's about as good as I'm going to get on that, and we let that dry. So this is the finished decal. There is a bit of missing ink, but you can also see where the inner bit shows. Sorry, clock chiming. What I'm hoping is that with a couple of coats of lacquer and some rubbing down, we'll get rid of that inner ring. So here's the finished product. It's had about 6 coats of lacquer, the crystal clear Rust-Oleum that I used. Still got, you can still see where the decal was, but if I can just kind of take it back a bit, when you look, actually look at it, it's not that bad. So compared to what it looked like originally, I'm fairly happy with this at a reduced cost. I mean, the decal paper was, I don't know, 3 or 4 quid. The tin of Rust-Oleum, 3 or 4 quid. And of course silvering powder. The only thing I would change going forward is actually on this size is actually make these numbers smaller, and then you wouldn't get that kind of crazing effect from the bubble jet or the inkjet printer.